Hi all of you, back with another video on storage management. So in this video I'm going to show you that how you can create GPT partition, as well as I will show you that how you can mount a directory using a ID, using a unique ID, alright, which I talked about in the previous video. Alright, so just make sure that you have watched that video, the previous video of the storage management. Alright, so let's get started, and let me just show you first all the partitions. Alright, and as you all can see that Matthew is mounted on this partition. Alright, Matthew is mounted. Alright, let me show you the path as well. Let me show you the etc fs tab. Alright, fs tab. As you all can see that I have mounted this directory using this path of my partition. But in this video I'm going to show you that how you can mount a directory using a unique ID. Now it's time to check the ID, how you can find that particular ID. As you all can see here, this is also an ID. Alright, this is ID of a partition. Alright, let me show you first. Let me escape from here. Alright, by pressing :WQ. Alright, so now it's time to check how you can find that ID. It's time to write that command blk id. So here, as you all can see that this is my partition 1. Alright, and this is the partition ID of partition 1, as you all can see, and every ID is unique, as you all can see here as well. This ID is also unique. Alright, so now it's time to first let me make a new partition. Alright, and I will mount a directory on that partition using unique ID, which I just showed you, UUID. Alright, so now it's time to make a new partition. First let me check that command where it is. It was not fdisk, yeah, fdisk. So first let me show you that gdisk, not show you, let me just tell you that gdisk is the command for creating a GPT partition, and fdisk is used to create a MBR partition. Alright, so this is the major difference. So now I'm creating a new partition. By default this one is taking 2 to 128. Why this partition is starting from 2 and ending to 128? Because this is my partition number 2, which is correct. But why it is ending at 128? Because this one is following my GPT partition table. Alright, so let me just change that as well. Alright, so let me just write here n for now. Alright, let me check that partition table. My second partition is created of 49 GB. Let me delete this partition by pressing D. Alright, second one is deleted. Alright, now it's time to first write M here. And now, as you all can see, O is used to change DOS partition table, to create a DOS partition table. DOS partition table means that you can create a MBR partition. Alright, so now I'm pressing here O. Now as you all can see that the old GPT signature will be removed by a write command. So now it's time to write N for new partition. Now as you all can see that now this one is following my MBR partition table, which means DOS partition table. Now it's time to take, this is my partition 1. Wait a minute, I think this is my partition 2. Let me just check that as well. This is my partition 1. Alright, this is my partition 1. So let me delete this as well. Partition 1 is deleted. Now it's time to create a new partition. Alright, last sector should be 3 GB. Alright, 3 GB. Why do you want to remove the signature? No, I want that same signature. Alright, now I think my partition is created. As you all can see that my partition is created. Now it's time to save and create from here. Alright, so there is no need to to run that command mkfs, which means make file system, for formatting that partition, because uh, xfs, the type of xfs mkfs is used already while creating partition, as you all know. Alright, so now it's time to check running that command lsblk. Now my partition 1 has Matthew. Alright, let me see vi etc fs tab. Alright, so why it is showing, let me just comment this one. Alright, let me just comment this one. Alright, how I can comment this? By creating a hash sign. Alright, so now this one is commented. Now it's time to first save and quit. Save, not here. Now it's time to first press escape. Now it's time to write here :wq. Now it's time to run lsblk. Alright, again lsblk. It is still showing the Matthew is mounted on partition 1. How I can change this? By running a command part probe. Alright, let me check lsblk. Now this is still showing, so it's time to run a command umount. Alright, umount. Now you have to specify the name of your directory, or you can specify that path name of your partition as well here, but now I'm using this umount Matthew. Now it's time to check. Now as you all can see that my directory is unmounted. Alright, so let me show you, there is one directory as well, name as GTA5. so now what gonna do, so I will mount this directory using a UUID, which is a unique ID which I showed you. Alright, now it's time to first check that ID, blk ID. Alright, let me highlight this ID like this. Alright, now it's time to open the VIFS tab. Open that file. Where is my VIFS tab? Yeah, there it is, etc. Yeah, here what I will do, first let me go here. Yeah, so now here, instead of writing a path like /dev xvdf1, instead of writing this, I will paste here the ID. Rest of here will be default xfs, because my mkfs type is also xfs. Now it's time to write here defaults. Alright, defaults 0 0. Alright, now it's time to go back. Alright, everything is good. Now it's time to check that my GTA5 directory is mounted or not. lsblk, it is not mounted. You have to run a command mount -a. -a means all. Now it's time to run that command. As you all can see that my directory is mounted. Alright, so my GTA5 directory is mounted on my first partition. Alright, now it's time to show you that how you can create a GPT partition. Alright, for that what you have to do, you have to just run a similar command to fdisk. Let me show you that command. You have to run gdisk. Alright, you have to run gdisk instead of fdisk. Rest of them will be same. Now it's time to press here question mark to see all the options here. Alright, so now it's time to create a new partition. for that n. Now as you all can see, my partition is second and the partition table is ending to 128, which means I can create 128 partitions. Alright, now it's time to take specify the first sector, size of first sector, but the Linux is taking by default, let it take. Now it's time to specify the last sector. Last sector should be 600 MB. Alright, it is 60 MB. Let me correct this, 600 MB. Alright, let this Linux use this hex code GOID L. Alright, so just press enter in front of this. Alright, so everything is good right now, as you all can see. W to save and quit, Y to proceed. Okay, everything is gone successfully, as you all can see. Now it's time to see the partition table. Now it is not showing the second partition, so you have to write a command to reload your partition table, which is part-prob. This command is used to reload your partition table. Now it's time to check. Now as you all can see, this one is the second partition, your GPT partition, 600 MB, as you all can see. Alright, so I hope all of you understand that how to mount a directory with a unique ID. Alright, and how to create a GPT partition. Alright, in the next video I will show you that how you can, what is swap memory, and how can use that, how can use the swap in your day-to-day work. Alright, so in the next video I will show you that. Alright, I think it's time to end the video. Bye for now.